Okay, just as an afterthought, you know, I'm looking at some of the pieces that I have left over from my quilt. And gosh, I got these two big triangles. And they would obviously make a square, but I'm thinking you could do that, put triangles around the corner, have that be your top. And then I'm thinking, well, I could cut these triangles in half and do a different color here, different color there, and do the corners. So you know, there's just all different kinds of ways of doing this. I've got so much of this fabric left over from my quilt that I can be mixing and matching all over the place again, and having a lot of fun. So I might try that. Okay, so these are the two big triangles that I cut in half. And it looks like if I do a 5-inch square and cut it in quarters, then I can match up these, make a big square or diamond shape in the center, do other triangles on the outside. So let's see where we go. Ooh, look at this. I like this idea. How about that pattern? I like that. Okay. And here's the centerpiece that I just did. And of course, once you sew it, it comes out a little bit smaller, so it doesn't quite fit up the square. But of course, the good thing about these is you can make them any size you want. I mean, I could just make this a small one. But I think what I'll do is I will put, it looks to be maybe about 1-inch border along the side there. Yep, that's just about 1 inch. So if I cut a strip 1.5 inches to do a border here, if I can find some fabric there that I want to use, and I'll do a border, 1.5 inch border, the top will be done. And I think before I put it together, I am actually going to take a ride tomorrow and buy some of that actual stuff that goes inside of these, because I'm liking the way these come out and I don't want to waste it. If the batting isn't going to be enough insulation, I don't want to be making these that are not going to last, so or be appropriate for putting something hot on. So I like the way that came out, and I'll find another blue that I can do as a border, and then I'll go buy some of that stuff so I can put that in there and do the backing. Okay, there's another top. It's actually a 2-inch border because I had actually 2-inch strips left over from some cuttings from my quilt. So, but that's just as well because we need one edge to be longer anyway. So maybe I'll actually cut this down to 1.5, leaving one edge at 2, which will give me, I will know which edge I'm going to be leaving as my open edge to fold in. Okay, I used my square to cut the edges down to 1.5 inches. I went according to the inner block. As you can see, the square, the outer edge, this green edge is a 1/4 inch. Here is the 1-inch mark. And so I went to, you might not be able to see it, but there's a little green mark there. That's another 1/4 inch. So I placed that on the edge of the inner square. So I've got a 1/4 inch here, my inch there, and another 1/4 inch there for 1.5. And I trimmed 3 sides accordingly so that these 3 sides are trimmed to 1.5 inches. This edge is still the 2. So this will be my last edge that I'll be able to tuck in and then top stitch. So, isn't this fun? Yeah, it is.